this is Nurb GP in the Lexus Gr3 machine. We're going to look at driving lines and braking references, and then we're going to put the lap together and see what it looks like as a whole. As always, beginning the lap, you want to start it as wide as possible to give you the best exit to begin. You want to clip the apex nicely, picking up the throttle early, running it all the way wide to the rumble curbs. As you're going down start finish straight, path of least resistance, assume position wide early. The braking point for turn 1 is a pain. I use the tarmac there on the left hand side just as it disappears from view. It's heavy braking, slamming down through the gears and trail braking towards the apex. It's a late apex, a confusing apex, and I keep the brakes on because I still want to get the car rotated for the next short section of the straight. I'm not going to get to full power unless I'm straight, and then immediately I'm assuming position for turn 2. I'm starting wide as possible. I'm lifting off to get the front end to bite, managing the throttle through the corner, picking up full throttle when I know I can keep it within the boundaries, running it all the way wide to the rumble curb. Here I'm listening to the engine tone. There's a complete lack of braking references. I'm guessing it's about 4 or 5 car lengths away from the apex. I trail brake towards the apex. You want to clip the curb here, but you do not want to go past the rumbles. You're going to pick up a penalty otherwise. You want to hug the curbs, keeping over to the left hand side of the track. I'm slightly in the middle of the road here, and I've compromised my exit for the next corner. There's no need to brake for this corner. You want to lift just as you're going to ride the curbs because it's really bumpy and it will unsettle the car. Just as you clear the curbs, back up to full throttle, running wide over this set of rumbles on your left hand side. Brake marker for turn 5 is that excess road just as it disappears from view. You want to trail brake towards the apex, clipping the rumbles, picking up the throttle just as you get to the apex, positioning the car middle of the road for this turn 6. Trail braking towards the apex. You're going to want to get on the throttle as early as possible, running it wide, using all the road to maximize the speed down the straight. Brake marker for turn 7 is that concrete strip. Is about a car's length after it disappears from view. You want to trail brake towards the apex. I like to hug it tight, get into throttle as early as possible. Again, running wide on the exit, using all of the road to maximize my speed up towards turn 8. Turns 8 and 9, no lift, flat all the way. Brake reference for turn 10 is about 2 car lengths away from the 100 board. I'm going to move the car out onto the green, trail braking towards the apex. I'm going to clip the apex, put the car up on the green on the inside. I'm going to be at full throttle for a very short time. The aim here is to position the car left of the road, ready for this corner. It's a little tap of the brakes so that the car is beginning to turn, and then I'm early on the throttle to maximize my speed again down the straight, using all of the road on the exit. Braking for the chicane is just in front of the 100 board. You're going to want to finish your braking just as you're turning in for the chicane. You want to clip it, just as I do here with the rumbles going through the middle of the car, and on the exit, get into full throttle as soon as the car is settled, managing the oversteer by running wide out to the rumbles on the left hand side. For the final corner, begin your turning from up on the rumbles, up on the concrete strip. This is going to maximize your apex speed. Trail brake towards the apex, and you want to get onto full throttle as soon as possible, running wide all the way out to the rumbles on your left hand side and making a sprint for the finish line. Let's see what that looks like when the lap is put all together. Okay, brake reference for turn 1 is really easy to mess up, so you need to be focusing on it as you approach it. Slam the anchors on, trail braking towards the apex, waiting for the car to fully rotate before you get to full power, modulating the throttle through turn 2. For turn 3, I'm listening to the engine tone, trail braking tight to the inside. I should have been over a little bit more to the left. I probably compromised my speed down this straight, losing maybe a tenth. Braking reference, the access road, just as it disappears, trail brake towards the apex. Short amount of time on full throttle. Getting back to full throttle as early as possible to maximize your speed down this straight. Brake reference for the hairpin is the concrete strip, maybe a car's length after it disappears from view. I like to hug it, like I've said. I get to full throttle as early as possible using all the roads. I move the car over to the right hand side, mounting the curb as smoothly as possible, and it's full throttle, no lift through the Schumacher S's. Brake reference for turn 10, maybe 2 car lengths in front of the 100-meter board, trail braking towards the apex, a short amount of time at full throttle, dab of the brakes just to get the car turned in, up to full throttle as early as possible using all of the roads. This is a really long straight and you're going to want every last mile an hour that you can eke out of it at the last corner. Brake reference for the chicane just before the 100 board, turning in, clipping the curbs, being brave with the oversteer on the exit, maximising your apex speed for the final corner, again up to full throttle as early as possible and making a run for the line. That's a 154 flat and I probably left maybe 2 or 3 tenths on the table there.